So next time I race, hopefully we can bring home the W instead of a big loss and a bunch of depression and you're just self-loathing and you're crying into your top ramen. It's not pretty.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You crazy mother.
What is up, everybody? My name is Dane Thompson and welcome back to another episode of Burndown. So in this episode, what I want to do, we're just going to ramble on a little bit. I want to kind of give you an overview of Holley LS Fest West, and then I have a little bit of exciting news as far as updates and bringing the car up to speed so we can get back out on the track and hopefully start winning some races here, because losing sucks. If you haven't seen the video, go watch it. I'll put a link in the description or whatever below. But anyway, so here is my update video. If you've noticed, first and foremost, my shop is kind of clean. I can kind of move around because I'm in between stuff at the moment. This bed that is freshly painted and done, which is like a delicate flower, has not left yet. It needs to go home. We're gonna trade this for another one. The guy had a bit of a hiccup, so we will get there, but that's preventing me from bringing anything else in. Obviously, I just can't kick this thing outside and be like, oh, peace. So that gave me some free time to clean and do some other stuff. As far as a recap from Holley LS Fest West 2019, I had a blast. I got to meet a lot of you guys. I got to make a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new fans here on YouTube. I met a bunch of people from Instagram that have followed me for a while that I've even talked to previously from last year. So it was good to catch up with everybody. I had an absolute blast. The car was a struggle and a half to get to LS Fest, to say the least. I am very proud that I made it, that I was able to just get the damn thing out there and it was running and driving and I was able to race. So that was exciting as all get out. Unfortunately, I just didn't have enough that day and I couldn't even beat a dude that didn't even have 3 gears and a 3-speed transmission. So that kind of tells you where my program was. But all in all, I'm not the guy with all the excuses. The one thing that really bugs me is when you see people race, they say they're gonna do some stuff or whatever, you're gonna race. They race, the guy loses, and the first thing is, my nitrous wasn't on, or my tires did this, or I didn't leave, and it's all this bag of excuses. Well, I'm not the bag of excuses guy. I have plenty, because my car was not happy at all, but let's just call it what it is. My car was slower than his car that day. That doesn't mean it is slower than his car. It means I didn't show up and do my job that day. He did, my hat is off, and we're gonna live to race another day. We're coming back, hopefully faster than ever, which leads me to this video. So let's walk around and show you a couple things that I got and now fill you in on the program and what we're gonna do to update it and fix the car. So next time I race, hopefully we can bring home the W instead of a big loss and a bunch of depression and you're just self-loathing and you're crying into your top ramen. It's not pretty. So let me show you some stuff. Here are my 2 new friends. These are, if I could even pick them up, Holley boost control solenoids. They're pretty much Mac valves. This is the Holley brand Mac valve that they sell you. And the reason I have these is because of my sponsor KP Fab and Tune. He actually had a couple of these at his shop and he said I was welcome to them. But the thing that makes these nice is it's a 3-port boost solenoid. I have 2 of them and I have the option. I can run 1 to get things rolling, which I'm probably gonna do, make sure it's talking to the computer and everything is good because I already have the wiring set for basically 1 solenoid. And then if that works properly, I can wire in a second one and have dual 3-port boost solenoid control on my wastegate spring. So I'm gonna start off with the 1, and if I can get that working properly, we'll wire in the second one and then see how that goes. So we'll start small, we'll get this one, hopefully talking to the computer, and life will be good and we can actually make some boost, and that's gonna help tremendously. The second and very exciting piece of the puzzle I've got is this guy. So this is a aluminum case Power Glide 2-speed transmission. The one here on the floor is my TH400 that still does not have 2nd and 3rd gear. It goes in reverse at first, it doesn't have 2nd and 3rd because I think it was a Sprag gear or a Sprag, I don't know anything about transmissions. There's a piece in there that's not happy, it is wrong, it does not go into 2nd and 3rd, and what I would like to do is go from a guy who knows nothing about transmissions to a guy that knows enough to be dangerous. That's pretty much it. I don't want to go into transmission building, business. I don't want to tell everybody like I'm the best transmission guy on the planet and I know everything about them. But what I would like to do is not struggle so bad when it's the day before the event, or if I, one of my bucket list things is to go to like Drag Week or Rocky Mountain Race Week. And if I'm out in the middle of nowhere, my transmission dies, I don't want to be stuck out there not knowing and just, throwing the towel, because Goonies never say die. And this is going to help me learn. So what this is an aluminum 2-speed power glide transmission. This is, from what I understand, like the simplest automatic transmission that GM made for the most part. And that makes it user-friendly for a guy like me that doesn't know anything about transmissions to step up and learn. And what that also does is this transmission is highly used in drag racing. This is like one of the strongest transmissions that you can put together. The TH400 is very strong as well, but this one, they make every single piece and part for it. You can buy brand new, all the way from the case to everything in this, they remanufacture. That's how popular these are. I reached out to a couple companies and I ended up settling on a company called BTE Race Transmissions. They're outside of Memphis, Tennessee. And initially I was looking at buying a transmission. My father-in-law was actually going to sponsor me after I had all the problems with this. And he's like, don't you need something that's going to hold all the horsepower you're making and that you're going to make? And we went back and forth on it. And at first I got excited. I'm like, you know what? I'm finally just going to buy like a good race part and just put it in and then be done with it and move on to the next thing. Well, I don't know what gene I have or what it is, but instead of being smart and just buying one and throwing it in, I like to know how things work. If I'm going to rely on something, I want to at least know what it's doing. I don't like having things feel like it's voodoo or it's like just some magical thing that either works or it don't and you sweet talk it. Like, that's not how these things work. And I've never dove into a transmission, never had the need to, never really cared to until now, because now I want a trans brake. I want to put pretty much like 1,000 horsepower through one of these things. I want the car to do wheelies. I want to go fast at some point. We are miles away from doing that now, but if I keep banging my head against the wall in the future, we're going to keep going faster. I know that people are going to jump on board and continue to help me out, and one of these days we're going to be hauling ass. And when that day comes, I'd love to do like a Rocky Mountain Race Week or a Drag Week or something and actually beat on my parts with the confidence of I can fix it. Even if I junk this thing, I can break it down, rip it out on the side of the road, throw clutches and whatever I need to in here, replace components, slap it back in, and be doing smoky burnouts again. So what we're going to do is I ordered a whole boatload of parts to transform this thing into a full-on racing transmission. I spoke with a guy named Brandon at BTE. We went over my goals and all the things I would need, and he put together a smoking deal and an awesome care package that should be on its way here in a few days. So it'll probably be a couple weeks till we break into this thing, but I am excited. I am doing pretty much everything internal except for planetary gears, and then we're even going to cut the bell housing off of this. I'm going to put an ultra style bell that BTE actually makes on this for some safety, and then it'll get a blanket. So we're going to leave on a 2-step with some boost off a trans brake, and it is going to be a party to say the least when this thing actually makes it into the car and everything is doing what it should. I am so excited. I've never been in a trans braked race car before. My car is technically the fastest car that I've driven. Whether or not you think that's impressive, it is what it is, but the nice thing about that is everything that's gotten that car to the point it is now has all been done by me. So I kind of felt it was cheating to just buy a piece and throw it in, because that's not the budget I'm playing with. Even though my father-in-law was rad enough to step up to the plate and be like, here, let's just do it because I'm sick of watching you struggle and kill yourself. I opted to learn, and I want to bring you guys along with me while I struggle and figure it out, because eventually we're going to get it. And the first time that thing lifts a tire off the ground, if we can do a wheelie like that much, I'm going to be the happiest kid on the planet, bar none, because that would be bad to do a wheelie in that car. So that's what we're doing. We got boost control solenoids, we got a transmission, and then there's other components too in the drive shaft, rear end, and all those things we'll get to. But right now, what I have in hand en route is a giant box with rad parts for this, and I've got boost control solenoids, so at least we can figure those things out. And then my buddy Patrick's gonna come back. We're gonna fix this, slap it back in, so I can get my rental transmission back. And that's why I don't really want to drive the car around. I really would like to take it out. It still runs and everything's cool. It's not my stuff. So until I get my crap back in it, we're gonna put that thing on hiatus. But I have a special treat for you guys coming up. I'll shoot it as soon as I can and we'll put it up. But we got a new ride, and it's not mine, it's my wife's car. I might get to play with it a little bit, but I want to show it to you guys. I'm pretty excited because we basically got her own daily driver race program. So she has a race car that'll damn near keep up with the Maliboom right out of the box, and I'm excited to show it to you guys. So stick around, keep a lock for that. I will show it to you as soon as I get a chance. It's kind of rainy and crappy today, but as soon as we can get some good footage and I can introduce it properly, we will. So you guys stick around, share this, like it, subscribe, share with people. I'm out.